5K and stars. Oh, the points leader, Diego Ramos, has a problem. The 21, the BSL Bureau are now. It just in the same fashion, Caleb Guevara couldn't get fired up. They're trying to get Ramos fired, and away he rolls. Is it gonna stick? It's a slow roll, and this is massive. Diego Ramos, 4 points up on Nick Terlucky after Moto 1. He's trying to. Diego Ramos, sounds very rare that you don't go green on the first time by for the Star Championship Series. He's still got to catch up, and I think I don't want to speak out of turn, but hey, there's Ramos. He's on the left side of the screen coming through turn 6 and 7. The leaders are still headed up the hill trying to form and get going before he can get there. So Diego Ramos down a peg or two. Well, this championship looks a whole lot different. This second time he's going to get the green. There's Ramos top of the screen. He's going to get a big jump on the field, and we're underway with Diego Ramos. The points leader having to start from the back in Moto 2.
Caleb Guevara was able to have a pretty good jump there with Paulie Massimino in behind him. Nick Terlucky behind there. I believe it's Henry Wheeler in the fourth position. There was a little bit of contact there between the Fox and Stone Cardi teammates there. I think that was the green helmet of Wesley Gunn there and maybe Aiden Fox next to him. But yeah, good jump for Caleb G to get out in front of this first lap with Paulie Massimino behind.
Better start for Beckett Friesen, but now he's got the points leader bearing down on Ramos. Looking low, looking high. Friesen with a big send to the inside in turn 8. He'll take Wesley Gunler wide. Ramos will pick off Gunler almost side by side to the high side. For the Bureau Art, it will stick. So Diego now at the end of the top 10 as he continues to charge forward. A frantic run off the grid here for Diego Ramos. And there is nothing that kind of knocks you out of a good headspace like not being able to get off the grid in time and having to scramble. I mean, you spend those last couple moments kind of locking in mentally, right, Jerry? And then all of a sudden things don't go to plan before the race starts and you're thrown out of whack.
Yeah, absolutely, Sam. It's hard to really get back on and lock back in, like you said. When something like that happens on the grid that you weren't obviously expecting, but it seems like Diego was handling it pretty well. He's now on the back of the number 33 of Rafe Shaw, and they Fox and Sons card in there as Wesley Gunner makes a move on
runaway. 1.6 seconds last time by. Looks like it's held about even. Back to Henry Wheeler, Caleb Guevara, Aiden Fox, and then there is the points leader coming into Moto 2 by just 4. Diego Ramos back in 8th with Nick Terlucky now for second. Terlucky, I think, would re-inherit the points lead.
Cool. It really seems like Paulie was able to get out of the gate strong in this one. It's about 8-9 tenths behind Nick Terlucky. Last time by Nick Terlucky went purple. He's currently the only man that can match Paulie Massimino out front. Not sure how much more progress Diego can get here, but all the way from 16th to 8th so far for Diego.
6 minutes plus 2 laps to go here. Ramos' gap up to position number 7 is not really changing whatsoever right now. It is closing a little bit, but marginally not too much. For 7, Diego Ramos up to Aiden Lorenko at 6. It's a small glitch there on the timing monitor that will update. Yeah, it's a pretty hefty deficit for Talon Yonko, over 100 points out, but as Caleb mentioned, he enters this weekend only 24 points out of second in the title fight. So it's still definitely a play for to maybe at least get a 2 plate and not a 3 plate. And number 6, so big time championship implications now. Diego Ramos moves up to 6th. Henry Wheeler into 3rd. Terlucky into 2nd. And as Caleb Guevara mentioned, this was a go for broke weekend. He needed to make the most of it. He needed to go perfect.
So not able to really top that 46.546, but Paulie Massimino 46.716. Only 10 slower than Nick, but with the gap, you can afford to say there's a quick gap. Not, but it's definitely this group on screen.
The Massimino, as you mentioned, Paulie's probably expending a bit of that gap here. For Aiden Fox closing on Henry Wheeler back for 3rd. That's a good showing as well. I know that we have some angle at least as a DNF. Caleb Guevara out. It's hard to say. I don't think off that angle anything broke for the LEM Tony kart, but something definitely could have as he was kind of out of shape up and over the curbing. And in either case, we've got him 3rd and more important all up to the 21 of Diego Ramos and allow the points leader to try and make up for lost ground. Nick Terlucky would score 45 points here as they run in Moto 2. Massimino would score 50. Diego Ramos with a 6th place result. It would score decent, but better would be a top 5. And how about that? He'll do it right on cue. The Brazilian is now up to 5th as he gets by in Lorenko.
Yeah, Diego able to recover pretty well here after that, not being able to get off the grid. Currently into that 5th position behind his teammate Henry Wheeler. And it seems like Aiden Fox is able to light the wick a little bit. And, find a little more pace that he's been looking for. But look at these lap times. Paulie at 46.7 last time, Nick Terlecki 46.7, and everyone 3rd through 6th between a 47.3 and a 47.7 with a little bit of fighting that's going on back there. So we see the 2 sticks in the air last time by, and Diego Ramos trying to get up to his teammate Henry Wheeler, and I feel like he's going to get there. He's slowly closing into that rear bumper of his teammate, and we'll see what move he's going to make.
Now, as they now sit 5th for Ramos, 2nd for Terlecki, they would actually be tied. 4 points difference from 2nd to 5th in a moto as they are headed up the hill to turn number 11. Now, granted, if he gets around Henry Wheeler, he'd lead by all of 1 point going into tomorrow. So how hard do you fight for that spot against your teammate nonetheless, but even still against the driver that you are also fighting for the championship? I think just as important is how the heat points will, or the moto points will average out to set the grid for tomorrow's feature event. Because the starting position, really how you get through that opening lap, sets the tone for some of these main event races. But with the last lap underway, this is the fight for Diego Ramos to make up for that blemish off the grid. And into turn 8, he's got the move down to the inside. Diego Ramos to the inside and into full in 3rd. And Ramos is going to hold it. Diego Ramos on the last lap.